Hey, Steve Wrestler here at DriveCentric. Real excited to share a series of videos on what DriveCentric looks like, how it operates, and how you can do a better job managing the store. So what we're going to do first is go in there and look at what the pipeline view is. So let's take a look at it. So looking at the pipeline, this is the first thing you are going to see when you're going into a store in DriveCentric. It's a pipeline view to illustrate where the customers are at in the buying stages of buying a car. Now, when I first come in the morning, there's a couple things I want to look at right away. First thing over here on the very sidebar, and there's going to be noises for these when you get into DriveCentric. These are 12 internet leads waiting for a reply. Now, I'm doing this illustration first thing in the morning before the store staff comes in, so they know what they're going to be looking at. So obviously they got 12 leads that are waiting to be responded to or just be engaged. The next thing we want to illustrate, though, that's more important that you can't see in other CRMs is there are 7 customers via text, via email. They're waiting for a reply. Now, in the next video tutorial we're going to talk about a different screen called conversations, but this is very important to make sure that these are customers that are talking to your store, interested in buying a car. We got to make sure we reply to those on the left side. Now, if we go in here and look at the pipeline right here, what are we looking at? Well, there are customers here that are engaged. So what's an engaged customer? An engaged customer is somebody that replied back to my text. They replied back to my email. They replied to my video. They picked up the phone call and your salesperson or BDC person said that they had a conversation. They are in the engaged bucket. And what is my goal? Well, if I got a customer that's two-way communicating, I want to get them into the store. And then when they come into the store, I want to write them up numbers so I could sell them a car and get it out there burning gas. Each customer is stuck in that bucket until they move to the next segment. And I would hope we would agree we're going to talk to a customer that is in the proposal bucket much differently than somebody that's in the engaged bucket. So this is a store view. Let's say I want to do some coaching one-on-one with the salespeople. Well, we have this little filter right here on the side. So if I click on this little filter, I could search by different stores. I could search by associate, team, date, etc. But if I want to go right here and click on Tom Jones, I can click on Tom Jones and say, Tom, could you come to the desk? Great job. You have 22 cars out so far this month, but you have 10 sold that aren't delivered. Who are those? Those could be locate, pending finance, could be ordered vehicles, but these are customers that are hot that we can move over here to the delivered bucket. So how do I get those 10 over here? So now I'm at 32 and a half cars out. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. If I want to go back to the store view, I just click off that X button and now I'm right back here. Now underneath each bucket is a little yield sign and a flame. The flame stands for customers that have the salespeople have marked hot. So this is going to highlight to the managers that, hey, we have 39 customers that the sales team has illustrated as hot. So I want to make sure I pay close attention to that. And we could just very easily click on those hot customers and see exactly who that is and see who the salesperson is that belongs to that customer. If I want to look at the next one, that is a yield sign. So what does the yield sign stand for? Well, 227 customers out of my 716, that's about a third. 33% of the customers have no follow-up. So if I want to do a better job in performance, I have that many customers in my hottest bucket with no plan. I could go in here right here and see the date of the proposal and if there is no follow-up and now who the salesperson is that is responsible for these no follow-ups. If I want to go ahead and break that up even more, I click on that little filter right here. And again, click on the associate and I can see Tom here has 48. Rob has 31. Leo has 30. So if I want to do a better job managing my store, make sure you manage your salespeople and have them clean up their pipeline and schedule a follow-up. And what the follow-up basically means is I spoke to the customer today is what the salesperson will say. You just say right back, well, when does the customer want to follow up? Oh, they want me to follow up on Friday. Schedule a task for Friday, and that customer will no longer be in no follow-up stage. A couple other buckets we want to highlight in the user interface that you're looking at is number one, we have what's called a snooze bucket. The snooze bucket is to highlight if a customer is in the market, but they don't want to be called. They don't want to be emailed. They don't want to be badgered. They're saying, hey, I want to wait a couple of weeks till I get my tax return check. We want to highlight this customer, maybe not kill the deal at this time or get them out of the market, but snooze them, which snoozes the business rules and the artificial intelligence or genius in DriveCentric. If you want to go in here and click on those snoozing bucket, you can now see who the customers are that are being snoozed. And if you want to make sure your salespeople are not getting out of hand, snoozing too many people, you see right here, Vanessa's highest at 8. I would recommend keeping these snoozing customers below 10. When they start getting in double digits, that could be a big red flag that salespeople are just taking leads and not following up with them. So the snoozing buckets is a very important bucket to make sure you monitor from the pipeline screen. Now let's go into the next bucket, which is the hit list. So what is the hit list? In DriveCentric, with the power of video, video gets redirected back to the dealership's website, and we put a cookie on those customers. What is so important about that? Well, this is illustrating that 76 customers have visited the dealership's website within the last 72 hours. So if we just kind of think about what's important in selling a car is understanding the timing of when these customers are back in the market. How would we like to know that you have a customer that you delivered a car to maybe 3 months ago, but now they're back in the looking on the website for 47 minutes? Would that be a reason to call the customer within 3 months versus wait that 6 months, that 1 year, that 2 year, that 3 year for setting up the business rules that we typically do in CRMs? We can now reach out and say, hey, David, just want to check in and see how the car is doing for you. And they may say, you know what? It's funny. I'm looking for a car for my wife. So this list is illustrating who the customer is and what bucket they're in. How many customers are dead deals that are now back on your website looking for over 2.5 hours for a car? Do you want to wait for that internet lead? Do you want to wait for them to call your store? Probably not. Let's be proactive. They're in your CRM in DriveCentric. We're just illustrating to you when the timing is right to touch the customer. So the next bucket I'd like to highlight that's very important is to monitor if the store has video, the video bucket. So right here, this store so far this morning has shot 5 videos. So again, it's early in the morning at this store, but if I want to look at yesterday's video performance, I can click on this filter right here and look at the date, and I can go right here and look at yesterday. And now just like that, I can see this store has done 52 videos by all the different salespeople. Now we'll be able to show this more in reporting in another video tutorial when we go through reporting, but I can go in here and play any one of these videos like so, and literally listen to how my salespeople are doing video and coach them more effectively. So the last thing I want to make sure we illustrate is how to get hold of our support staff. So we have a great customer success management team, otherwise known as CSMs. And the way you get a hold of the team right down here is to chat with them in this intercom button right here, to go ahead and send us a message and just have a question. Hey, I need a quick call. Can you help me out? Can't log in. I need help with the desking tool. Whatever it may be, our team is there to respond. Get on a screen share with them right from this chat tool, and we can help the customer out immediately. So if there's ever any questions, make sure the stores always know how to get a hold. They are just a click away for a solution. So hopefully you liked a little bit of that pipeline just to get a taste of what you're looking at, and you're just a click away to get into the next segment of our video, which is going to be how to save a deal and help your managers highlight where those hot customers are and make sure salespeople are following up. So look forward to that next video, but thank you for watching the pipeline overview.